I am Tipe Bailane. I am from Africa Czech. My title today will be Program Director. So you're welcome to either refer to me as Tipe or as Program Director.
So Kavisha, maybe I can bring you in here. How was this spread of false information and all of these narratives facilitated by the way that social media platforms are designed to work and function?
Cool, thanks. So I think I'm going to touch on two questions here, and I do agree with Ferial that it was quite coordinated in terms of what we were seeing. But it's important to understand the political context that we have been operating in that then is able to fuel such large-scale disinformation. So we know that in this election, the IEC, so we had the introduction of independent candidates, there was new parties needed to get a certain amount of signatures in order to get onto the ballot. This was our first general election where there was political funding disclosed. You feel free to fact check me on that one. And so with all of that, with the introduction of these new elements into the voting process, there was a lot of confusion on behalf of the electorate, but also we could see that the IEC and doing a great job, but there should have been a bit more coordination in terms of getting people educated in what all of these new elements mean. But whilst we're introducing new elements, there's also been a decline in trust in Chapter 9 institutions and in the IEC in particular. So there was an Afrobarometer survey, perception survey that showed that people are not trusting, they don't trust our electoral processes, and they don't trust the institution that's running this. So we already have this scenario where it can be exploited.
I want to touch on sort of transparency and accountability and what platforms should be doing better a little bit more fully later. But I wanted to see, in your view, and you can also chime in as well, do you have a sense of like what responsibility for false information was on different platforms? Like, is there a sense of this is the main platform that was really bad for all of these things? Or is everyone sort of equally involved in this?
So you know where, Kavisha, why do I say manifesto analysis is rocket science? Well, because I had to read the EFF one 3 times, 244 pages to try and boil it down to, because work said we must do it as an A to Z.
And I did, it's really good.
Thank you very much. So while I was doing that, my aunties were WhatsApping me all the stuff they were finding, you know, of the IEC being corrupt, of unbelievable disinformation. And I think WhatsApp and X were the main platforms to spread on. So while I was doing manifesto analysis, I was going, rubbish, delete that one, don't spread it, like a little check army on that.
And we saw a lot of the attacks on the IEC were motivated by real videos and real pictures that had just been miscaptioned and mislabeled. And we think to some extent that that is going to continue, and that we don't want to get into a panic about AI where it isn't warranted. So it's dangerous, but while it's getting more and more effective, we think that to some extent panicking about AI misses the ways that mis and disinformation are actually continuing to spread in South Africa, which is cheaper, quicker, essentially more bang for your buck methods like just putting a false caption on a photo or video.